Hello Starcraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Roachboy and TheAffluent on Orbital Shipyard. In the top of Orbital Shipyard we have the red Protoss player, it is TheAffluent. Now I know it says Apocalyse, but by way of explanation there is already a professional StarCraft 2 Terran player from Korea named Apocalyse. I've cast some of his games before, you've seen them on my channel in the last week or so. This is a Protoss player who goes by Apocalyse but also by TheAffluent. So definitely, to keep them straight in my head, I'll go ahead and label this game TheAffluent versus Roachboy, and that will be the title and that will be in the thumbnail as well. So keep that in mind. If it is a Protoss player that shows Apocalyse, it's TheAffluent. If it is a Terran player, it is actually Apocalyse. But again, some people have been really happy with Apocalypse's play lately. I've cast a couple of his games in the last few days, and people have just been saying, wow, just great play all around. Really does well, especially in PvT type situations. There was one where he got cheesed really hard and just responded super well. So go check out some more casts from this guy, and I think you'll like what you see. Anyway, in the bottom of the map, we have the the blue Zerg player. It is Roachboy from Confused, I think is what this is. Alright, so Roachboy versus TheAffluent here. It is a gateway expand. Was that a gateway first? Gateway first here from TheAffluent. Holy shamoly, looking good, looking very confident in the face of this 3-hatch before pool opening from Roachboy. What? Both players have eaten their Wheaties this morning. They have intestinal fortitude out the wazoo. Alright, so there's a 3-hatch before pool into pool. So not getting gas first, not quite that greedy, delaying the pool for that long, but again, with Overlord scouting, I just don't know how these players do it. If I play against a Protoss as a Zerg, I'm just worried it's like a 3 gateway proxy kind of a thing that can destroy me. If I'm playing against a Zerg player as Protoss, I'm worried about some crazy one-base Ling all-in. But it doesn't seem to happen, and so I don't know, maybe there's lots of games I'm casting where they're 2 minutes long because somebody did get cheesed and they opened Nexus first, or someone did get cheesed and they the other player opened like a proxy barracks first, but I haven't seen it. So maybe if it has happened on the ladder, you can let me know in the comments below, because I'm really curious about what the prevalence of cheese is in Legacy of the Void. Oh, you know what I was going to do? Real quick, we're going to go in here to options and gameplay options, and we're going to do unit life bars. What the heck is normal? There's not a way to turn this off. Selected? We're going to go damage. Never mind. There was somebody in the comments of a previous video that said they wanted to see a cast where there are no health bars at all. And I said, that sounds good. I can try that. Because right now I just do damage. You'll notice the Overlord has no health bar showing unless I actively select it. If that does take some damage, even when it's not selected, it will show how much health it has left. So it's kind of a compromise between always showing health bars, which everybody hates, and not knowing if there are damage units on the field, because that can matter a lot in battles. So TheAffluent using the Purifier skin on the Adept, looking so fancy with the orange and kind of the gray color. Just fantastic stuff indeed. Lings running around. They're trying to do some scouting. Very sneaky, but the Adepts spot them. The Adepts are going to chase them around. They are slow Lings, so they're going to die. I mean, absolutely. Sonic Transfer being used to keep up with them, and it does 2-shot Lings once the Adepts get in range. Bam, but a full scout is off. They checked the cybernetics core. They saw that the gateways were being chrono boost. They saw the Adepts on the field, recognizing what's happening here. And it looks like it is going to be an Adept Stalker type push coming out, which is nice. The Stalkers actually just might be to get rid of some Overlords that try to scout on out, as I don't see them with the army. Did he cancel that Stalker? He might have canceled the Stalker. Units tab. No Stalkers. Production tab. No, there they are. Okay, so they did pop out there. Just hard to see with all the chrono boost going on. The Adepts are scouted by the Overlord. Again, Adepts do 2-shot Lings, but a Ling surround on Adepts is surprisingly effective. So we'll see how Roachboy decides to handle this. He is getting a Roach Warren, which makes a lot of sense. You know, Roaches. Adepts don't do extra damage to Roaches. Stalkers also fare fairly terribly against Roaches as well. 8 Wow, 8 Roaches on the way here at the 4-minute mark after a 3-hatch opening. Roachboy knows what he's doing. He has this build down. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll have to see if the Affluent can handle this. It is the Affluent. I am trying to pronounce it correctly for you guys. Here come the Stalkers and Adepts. The Queens are forced to retreat back onto the creep, just waiting for the Roaches to come down that ramp, and they do. The Roaches come on in, and they're flanking from the left side, trying to kill what they can here. Might actually get a Stalker or an Adept here, as the Affluent does lose a single Adept. And another one possibly going to die, and it does as well. Did I actually mess up my options here? Darn it, damaged. That's what I said. Accept. That was weird. Is it not working? Gosh dang it, I don't think it's working. A lot of these guys are... Hang on, one more time, and then I promise I'll leave it alone. Unit life bars. Damaged. Boop, boop. Accept. Return to game. No. Can I not do this in-game? Did I just find a bug? That's what I do for my job, is I find bugs in software, and that sure seems like a bug. It's not saving my selection, even though... Alright, well, here you go, subscriber. You are getting a game with no health bars, and I hope if I restart my game that'll fix it, but for the time being, it is an experiment. Let me know what you think in the comments, if this is worth it or not, because I kind of prefer to see the health bars, but I can understand that people see them as cluttering, so either way, we'll put it to a vote. Overlord scouts on in, sees nothing new, sees the gateways he already knew about, sees the cybercore he already knew about. Going to see these gateways coming down. I think he did catch a glimpse of those before he exploded. A lot of Roaches at the top of the ramp here from roachboy. Going to go ahead and I think sneak a drone out to take a very sneaky, a sneaky fourth base. Usually players take this base as their fourth, its counterpart up here as well, just because it is closer to your third. You can knock down this debris to get over there. That's debris, and this is debris. Anyway, the fourth base coming up. Production tab shows Immortals on the way, a third Nexus on the way, and there it is for the Affluent. More and more Stalkers at the same time. Photon cannons. These are pylons, but they're photon overchargeable pylons, so I guess I'm going to call them cannons. They essentially serve the same purpose. They provide supply, and they act as cannons because this mothership core can do 8 photon overcharges when she has full energy. Look at this. Photon overcharge 25 energy, and 200 available when she has max, which she is quickly climbing up to. It's just incredible what you can do with that photon overcharge. Protoss players, if you haven't learned how to use that, haven't learned where to position your pylons to use them for defense, and sometimes we'll see pylons thrown up here at the top of the ramp as well, just for additional defense against the attacks that are coming in. So might want to try that as well. Creep spread moving up. A bit of a tell though. If the creep is spreading up here and the enemy sees it, they'll know you have a base, which is why some Zerg players prefer instead to not spread the creep up there, but spread it down this way, maybe as a feint, and hopefully keep this one hidden, because it is a little bit exposed. It's not quite a ninja expand, but it's not terrible either. This Overlord positioning is perfect. Look at this. Cannot be... Oh, I was going to say. Can't be spotted by ground units, but if a mothership core is on the way, or a warp prism, they can see it. Meanwhile, a Nidus. How did I miss that? Nidus production tab. A Nidus worm popping on up. I'm not sure if the Affluent sees this. He does. He recalls home. He sees it. Wow. Look at that. Paying attention to his base is the Affluent. And Roaches come out immediately, get completely murdered by the entire army. And the Nidus worm explodes. So excellent game sense there by the Affluent, recognizing that was happening. But again, every time the Protoss army recalls back home, Zerg gives a little sigh of relief. The Zerg would rather be the aggressor. Defending is just so hard for Zerg, because if you attack and lose your army but kill a lot of stuff, you can remax fairly quickly. But if you're defending at your base and that happens, you can't remax quickly enough to not die most of the time. So Zerg would rather, in Legacy of the Void, be out attacking. Oh, a couple free Stalkers. Nope, did not see it. And another Nidus comes up in the same position. roachboy, what are you doing? Alright, upgrade's looking good as well for our Protoss player, but here comes the Nidus. If you haven't noticed, that's actually the sound on my intro. Big on battle here. Crossobiles being thrown down on everything, actually forcing the army back. Meanwhile, this Nidus finishes, but nothing is actually coming out of it. This one as well, going to pop up once more. Crossobile being thrown down, not hitting much of anything. Another Nidus coming up here. Mothership Core and an Immortal and a few Zealots taking down that one, but this one is still alive. Stalkers, do they see it? They do. They focus this Nidus down as well. Immortal comes over to help, not necessary. Army comes on up. Crossobile is being thrown down, not on attack move. Oh no, massive casualties coming up from both sides here, but the Immortals really putting in the work. doing extra damage to those roaches. There are Ravagers. They don't take extra damage from Immortals, but still, look at that escape. Oh, they got out of there. Another Nidus worm popping on up. Shh. Don't tell the Affluent. Oh, wait, he knows. He knows. He warped in some Stalkers here just to prepare for it. And roaches popping out here instead. Are there enough? A Photon Overcharge trying to deal what damage it can. Focusing down the Nidus worm. Nice play. Indeed, these guys are now stuck. And they did actually kill an Immortal with Corrosive Bile. That's something I have not seen before. But the rest of the roaches are completely dead. And heading back on out once again is the Affluent. What? Roach Boy. I like what you're doing, Roach Boy. Okay, so right now Roach Boy is down in worker 65 to 69, but does have 181 total supply. Nidus worms are not free. We're just going to keep that in mind here. Nidus worms do cost 150, 200 gas, which is a lot of gas for basically a transport that gets exploded every time it's used. Anyway, trying to come up here and deal with this base. Roaches and Hydras in the way. The Hydras in the back doing a lot of the heavy hitting here, but the Roach cover is just getting melted. Immortals in the back, 5 kills there, 8 kills there, forcing a full retreat. But the army Nidusing its way up here, bringing Queens. That's a good thing to use Nidus for, is getting Queens closer to the action. Creep spread, it would have been nice to see that there, but no. Another Nidus popping up as well. Roaches getting right into this mineral line. Oh, they're going after these workers, pushing up. Does the Affluent defend, or does he continue to attack? It looks like he is pulling his units back. He can't quite decide what he wants to do. Roaches are completely destroying this base. Adepts and Zealots coming in to try to deal with him. Not the best compositional choice. I don't think. Queens rocking on in, going after pylons that are photon overcharging them in the face. Drones trying to kill this Nidus, and they do end up getting it. Where is another Nidus exploding at the top of this ramp? And another one coming up here as well. This is the most crazy Nidus game I've ever seen in my entire life. The Affluent is down to 61 Harvesters, has lost a total number of 13 so far, and has never really been able to get in there and actually harass Roach Boy. This Nidus attack. Where is another one coming up? What is happening? Oh, another one here going after this base. Can they kill workers as well? Roach Boy. Holy shamoly, killing more workers and then just backing on into the Nidus here. Can they? Yep, they do. Most of them manage to escape. Another one is trying to pop up here as well. Roach is completely locking this down, bringing the workers back to work. Taking out yet another. Is that another Nidus that popped up? What is going on here? Units lost tab shows me 9 Nidus worms have been killed. They just continue to pop. This one popping just outside the range of this pylon that has been photon overcharged. Some Zealots run in to try to take it down. They're going to be able to get it. Absolutely. Another Nidus worm popping up here to try to harass this base. This multi-pronged harassment is actually pretty brilliant. Trying to micro his Roach as best he can. Roach Boy trying to keep his friends alive. Getting back on the creep where he has a speed bonus. But I don't know if he's as long for the world or not. The Nidus pops up again, sending fear into the heart of the Affluent. He's bringing units over, trying to defend, looking for where that Nidus is, bringing the units on up here with the Roaches and the Hydras, trying to kill some of these workers, being forced to turn around and engage with the army. Not going to happen. This Roach guy with 10 kills finally is killed. He is a Ravager. Creep spread looking fantastic. Roach Boy up 64 to 51 total Harvesters. But after feeling his resources lost tab looks insane. Yeah, 4,500 gas lost for the Zerg player. 10,000 minerals, 7,000 minerals, 2,000 gas lost, but 29 workers for the Affluent. Pushing on, Apocalypse, or the Affluent says, you know what? You can't have much of a standing army. You blew a lot of money on those Nidus worms. What do you have? A lot of Roaches and a lot of Hydras, that's for sure. +1/+1 there, +2 attack for the Affluent. But the concave and the high ground advantage here for the Affluent. Roaches trying to do what they can against these Zealots, killing most of them. But again, the Immortals putting in work. 11 kills, 10 kills, forcing a full retreat here. Once again, the Hydras are a pretty good answer, but I think there's just too many +2 Stalkers here. Roach Boy trying to find a good angle to attack here. Blink Micro looking very, very good as well. Drones being forced to be pulled off the line. Can the Hydras do this? Roaches coming from the backside and the left side, getting a full surround on these units, but are there enough to actually kill them? I do not know. Hydras are falling left and right, getting right on top of everything. It's going to be a very, very close battle indeed. I think the Stalkers are going to win this battle, but reinforcing Roaches might do something here. It's going to be very, very close indeed. I can't tell how many of these units are hurt because life bars are not on at all, even for wounded units. And yes, forcing a full retreat here from the Affluent. He managed to hold on, but again, lost 10 drones in the process. Whenever you're forced to pull drones, it's a bad thing. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases for the Zerg player, 4 bases for the Protoss. Mining here, but just barely. No real gas. The army regroups, comes back around. I'm not sure what Roachboy has to deal with this, besides a bunch of Roaches and Hydras. Once again, no Immortals in this group, actually, and that's kind of a big deal. The Roaches do a lot better when there aren't Immortals pounding at them away right in the face. Hydras as well do super well against Stalkers, even if they're being blink microed correctly. Overseer, no, I thought it was going to get blinked and killed, but nope, that did not actually happen. Catching an Observer that was in the air and destroying it. Wow. All right, so both players pretty good on the income level here. A lot of gas coming in for Roachboy, but again, he just lost so much gas that he could have used on other things with the Nidus play that he seems to kind of abandoned by now. Oh, Archons are here. Stalkers, a few free Stalkers here. Ugh, not attack moving at all. The Archons moving on in. +3 attack. 47 damage versus biological. And they are pretty fast as well. Look at those suckers move. Blinking on in to pick up fleeing units. It is a adage as old as time. And trying to use this high ground advantage with a couple spine crawlers to deal with this. And nope, the Affluent doesn't want to go up there. So more units coming in, more Zealots with +3 attack on those side blades. And an Immortal, excellent choice as well. Roach Hit Squad coming up here as well, trying to kill some more probes. And yes, actually managing to take care of the probes on this gas. No gas being mined from that assimilator at all. Transferring probes as well, coming on down. But the Roaches want them at the same time. I do not know. The Roaches running away with the Burrow move ability there. +3 missile attack on the way. Lurker Den being morphed on in. The Roaches want to kill these guys on gas as well. That would be huge to limit that gas income for the Affluent. And, oop, here's a Warp Prism. Might try to do some dropping, but haven't really seen it do much of anything there yet. Gonna get a Photon Cannon that's building. I think the Roach has enough DPS to take it down. And the Roach does. And pushing on up the ramp here again, however, here is the Affluent. Moving in with the Zealots in front. The Archons splash damaging everything that they can. Immortals on the very back, not taking any hits whatsoever. Hydras coming along from the backside, trying to distract some of the attention from the front line here, because it looks like the Affluent is absolutely marching through this army. The Hydras are trying to focus down more, but no, Archons come from the backside as well. Burrowing. Oh, burrowing his units to keep them alive. The Roaches are still killing stuff, but warping in Zealots should deal with that very, very quickly. And indeed, so many workers falling here. Spines as well. The Hatchery going to fall, and it does. Hatchery explodes. A small group of units here as well, but only 41 drones left for Roachboy here at the 17-minute mark. Can the Affluent hold on? Can he deal with all of this Nidus harassment that's been killing him for so long? He should probably use this Warp Prism, but perhaps not. Finally cleaning up the Roaches. Indeed, all the Roaches are gone. No, a burrowed Roach hanging out back here. Still has a Nidus Worm here as well. I feel like he could swing on in, maybe do some damage, but it is 141 to 68, 70 total supply here for Roachboy. Roachboy desperately trying to make Hydras. His +3 missile attack is going to finish here eventually. Did he cancel that and restart it? It feels like it's been happening for a long time. Lurkers being morphed in as well. There's just nothing here. Marching right on in is the Affluent. Going after this Hatchery, going after workers, trying to kill these Overlords and supply block his opponent. Look at that, blinking on top of the fleeing Overlords. But no, Roachboy is not going to be supply blocked anytime soon. Losing another Hatchery to this army. A couple Hydralisks straggle in here. Roaches trying to do what they can, but a cannon and a bunch of Stalkers are left to defend against it. More Roaches coming on up, but they absolutely get overwhelmed by bigger numbers here from the Affluent, and they want to get another Hatchery. It sure looks like they do. Lurker trying to burrow, but nope. The Affluent says, I'm going to poke right on over here, kill all your stuff. The Lurker is out of range, and it is 7 workers left now for Roachboy. Apocalyse really tearing through this Zerg army in the last couple of minutes after dealing with so much harassment in the end. He's looking for another base. He's like, all right, why isn't Roachboy GG'd here? And the answer is because he has Lurkers, and he thinks he's going to beat your entire army with Lurkers, because technically you don't have an Observer, but Roach finally gets cleaned up. I mean, the problem, there we go, is that most of your Lurkers died there. In fact, all of them but one, just because they have to walk up and then burrow, and then they can get focused down, especially by Immortals that do a 65 damage to a Lurker. Lurkers have 200 hit points, so basically get 4-shot by those guys, and that's it. Roachboy with a rage quit. The Affluent is victorious, and Roachboy has left the game. So that's it from us. I hope you enjoyed the this version of the Affluent cast as much as the previous ones. I do enjoy them very much. Sends me only the best from his experience on the ladder. And that's about it from me. So let's check out the resources. Lost tab, 28,000 minerals, 9,600 gas lost for the Roach Boy, 17,000 minerals, 6,000 gas for the Affluent, 46 probes lost, and 61 drones died in that game. So fairly even on the worker count there. But all right, so thank you so much for watching. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /FalconPaladin. And until next time, as always, you take care of yourself.